What's going on, you guys? Like to welcome you guys to the channel. It's your boy Big Dog back with another one take review. And today I have one for Lucifer season 6, the final season of Lucifer. People, another one of my shows is gone. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is gone. You know what I'm saying? A couple of the Arrows gone. Game of Thrones. A lot of shows that I like have just been ending in the past couple of years, but it is what it is. Everything must come to an end. Sometimes shows go on for too long and make the mistake of just getting repetitive and stuff like that. But Lucifer ended, and I think it ended definitely on a high note. If you guys know how I do my TV reviews, I like to get into the spoilery stuff. Okay, I think that's probably the best way you like to review like TV shows and whatnot. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen Lucifer and you don't mind spoilers, stay here. But if you have seen it, once again, stay here. But we're gonna get into this season. Basically, after last season, Lucifer beat his brother Michael, and so now he must take the reins as God. Which honestly just feels weird just saying it, like, oh, Lucifer becomes God this season. But we ultimately find out, like, everything would happen for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that was going on because Lucifer wasn't ready to ascend. He wasn't ready to take the position, and he had to deal with stuff there back on Earth. He had to see, like, hey, how will I do this? What skills do I need to learn? So many different things. But ultimately, the biggest thing that happened this season, what other than that trying to happen, was Lucifer's daughter from the future comes back. His daughter by Chloe. Now, there is one scene in this season, this show that kind of not bothered me, but made me think, made me wonder. And that scene, and I just have to bring this up now, because like it's the only one that I just like, that was weird. When Chloe is on her dying bed, which was a trigger for Roy to be able to use her power to come back in the past in the first place. Now, granted, how she came back in the past, we're dealing with celestials and demons and devils. You know what I'm saying? I don't really ask too many questions about that, right? So when she's on beside her mother on her deathbed right before she dies, that scene is good. It's great in theory. Where's Trixie? That was the only part that I'm like, okay, that's cool, but like, Trixie's not by her mother. Trixie is not by her mother's side on her deathbed. And I was thinking, like, well, maybe she's maybe Trixie's dead. Maybe she's like, Chloe outlived her. And I'm thinking to myself, like, no, Chloe just died of pretty much old age. Like, so Trixie's, pretty sure Trixie's alive, and Roy always talked about Trixie. So I'm like, where's Trixie? That's the only thing that just kind of like, threw me off. But it just was something I noticed. Now, and or maybe they just didn't want to cast an older Trixie as if she was just going to be used for that one scene. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But they could have just like, I don't know. I just feel like she should have been there. But Roy's character is actually cool because like she's like, yo, she's a person who grew up hating her father because her father left. And she never actually knew why Lucifer left. And I'm just and you just wondering the whole, now it's like a mystery to find out, did Lucifer get killed? Did he get captured? Why would Lucifer leave his family? And like he's trying to tell her, like, I would never willingly leave you all. Like what you on for? Like I would never do that. She's like, okay, but you did. You know what I'm saying? She's like, you're like, I didn't. No, you did. Like I came from the future. You left us. So that's something Lucifer having to deal with. Obviously, Chloe's like trying to Chloe had a great storyline from her like accepting helping Lucifer as he's on his way out. Not only that, the beginning one where she's getting obsessed with power because she still had like Amenadiel's what's her name, and like she had super strength. Her and Maze are sparring, and like Maze was like, yeah, something. And you saw the red and like Chloe started to change. She wasn't the same person anymore. She was so much you get careless when you're indestructible. Like I think that's just like a natural thing. Like you give somebody invulnerability, they gonna just go out and try to get shot for no reason. You know what I'm saying? No, you can't hurt me. So Chloe was like being very, very reckless. I thought that, but her and Lucifer's relationship always been like the center of the story, and I thought it was great. Once again, you know what I'm saying? Maze has just been phenomenal throughout. I think they did have like a little slip over her, but I think the character of Eve, with Eve accompanied by Maeve, is just a shining light, and you get closure on Eve's relationship with Adam, and how she like her not letting Adam walk her down the aisle was a great thing. It's like cool, but like not like you want to give me away. That's great, and I appreciate that. But I have to do this on my own. You know what I'm saying? And to Maeve, like trying to self sabotage. Like I'm in the same boat as Maeve. I just naturally self sabotage things after the slightest inconvenience. Like, let's say I don't want really get to it, but I just say, like, Maeve wanted to self sabotage because one, she didn't feel like she was deserving, and just all the things that have happened to her. She didn't want to be like her mother. So many different things, and that she started to self sabotage. But the fact that Lucifer was there helping her, and the fact that Eve never gave up on her, I thought was great. Amenadiel, who became a cop for a little bit, just to see the world and different things, and like as a I'm not really a police guy myself, but like seeing him that side and just them and what he had to see that I can't think of her name. Oh, the cop he was riding with. Seeing what she had to deal with and why she stayed in the position that she was, like, and that just boosted Amenadiel up. So once he later on became God, it's like, all right, I know what needs to be done now. You know, and like he was always the right person for the job. I don't think anybody would think like he's the best choice. He was definitely flawed, but that was by design. It was all to prepare him for this position, which like God even told him like, "Yo, you guys to figure out." Which the episode when the show ends and you have Lucifer in hell, the middle of Amenadiel in heaven, it's great, but it's not Lucifer in hell as the one which we like. He's helping people get over their mistakes, their grief, so all those things. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's and because of what everything he's done and what he went through this season and what he went through all the other seasons, he's the perfect person to help people in this. Like it's genius how they wrote it. Because like I said, Lucifer becoming God was always like, I'm like, I get it. Like, just trying to feel kind of weird, you know. But how they ultimately do it, I thought was great. Dan, every time I saw Dan, it was like a breath of fresh air. Because like he's dead, and like you kind of wonder like, why the hell is Dan still in hell? Well, ultimately, it was his relationship with Trixie, which that scene last season broke me. Just broke. I cried. I ain't gonna lie. When Trixie walked in, oh God, I don't even want to think about it. When she walked in and asked Lucifer not to lie to her and about her dad, yeah, that scene that's one of the best scenes in television. I thought that was good. And another character, Ella, who's one of the sweetest characters. Like she's now Ella doing this damn detective work and finding out they like demons and they, like Ella needs to be a detective instead of what she is. Okay, because I she did a fantastic job. But her getting mad at them for not trusting her and telling her what was going on, I thought that was another just great element to the story because it wasn't something that happened and they just got over it. It was never that. It was never just like, well, Ella, we didn't tell you this because of this. And it's like, oh, okay, everything's great. No, it took time till like the very last conversation where she has with Lucifer. And when Lucifer like starts that foundation in her, I was like, yeah, this is so deserving of this person who's like this. You know what I'm saying? Because she's she's one of the most genuine people on the show, or just like she's like a genuinely sweet person. Her faith was tested, and she lost, and it's like, why weren't y'all there for me? And I understand it. It's like, damn, y'all just looking at me laughing, huh? That we don't. I don't know this because I think everybody has some friends who may have kept something from them a time or two or something. It's like, oh, we're trying to protect you, or just it wasn't the right time to tell you. It's like, nah, man, we're supposed to be friends. Like, this kind of makes me question our relationship. But ultimately, it was for the better, and I think, but I just like how they didn't just breeze by it. They actually highlighted and made it something real. Uh, this season, the doctor, the therapist. It's just so many different people. She has stuff where she kind of started feeling like a failure, like she wasn't helping, and this is where some of the best scenes came from. It was where Lucifer was having his final moments with every character. You could tell how real this felt. I'm sure, like, I think these scenes had to be shot at the end, because you could tell that these were these actors' last time being on screen together. Lucifer and Maeve was probably my favorite. Yeah, Lucifer and Amenadiel was great. Lucifer and Dan, him getting through to Dan. It's just Lucifer and the doctor. Like, all of them was just so real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it came through in the actors acting. You just felt it more, and that's something like I can appreciate, from an acting perspective, and like from a directional perspective. It's like this was, and once again, I don't know this to be true, but it's just like I feel like this was the last time these two were going to be on screen together, and it came out during the scene. Uh, the relationship, like all the relationship between Rory and Lucifer, and her finally understanding why he did what he did, and even though she lived her whole life, she's not going back and changing that element of it. She's still going to realize, like, she's still going to grow up probably hating him, but she's going to get to that. When she gets to that point, she's going to be like, okay, I I know why he did this. Now the rest of my life, which is a long time because she's half celestial, like, I know my dad. I really know my dad, and I know why my dad was there. So I think that was a good thing. It's something to send her back home on, and to get, like I said, the ending. I enjoyed that. I've always enjoyed the writing. This is one of my favorite shows. I hate to see it leave, but I think this was the right time. Like, it could have ended, I think, at season. It could have ended at season 4 almost, but I think this was a better ending even than that. And they definitely did the show justice. Thank Netflix for picking that bitch up for real. We never got to see this. So shout out to Netflix. Even though y'all cancel all my other shows. But yeah, you guys let me know what y'all thought about Lucifer, the final season, down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys are staying safe. I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace.